Hi, I'm Don, and this is the Hobbyist Geek. Welcome back, y'all. Pack 12 of our Enterprise build has finally arrived. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get back into this build. It took forever. But first, we're going to talk about our freebies. In this pack, you get a couple of free gifts. The first is another one of these binders. Nice if you're planning to hold on to all of your instruction manuals. But the other, look at this. This is the display stand, and its box is massive. So let's bring you in. We'll open this up, see what's in there, and then get back to our build. All right. Let's pop this thing open, shall we? All right. Look at that. That's huge. Absolutely massive. All right. So, I'm not at all sure where they expect me to put this, but we'll find out, I'm sure. Let's see, what do we got in here? Okay. So, we have this. Wow. This thing. Okay, so doesn't look like there's much in the way of assembly required here. Just, there you go. Little twist on this. And I'll pull the camera out in a minute. Let's see here. All right, look at this thing. And the legs are still not situated properly. I'm not even sure if they're going to, or how far this is supposed to go. Oh, there we go. Huh. Okay. Well, that's even taller than I expected. Holy crap. Look at that thing. It's huge. Well, I can tell you where I had originally intended to place this thing is not going to work with that stand. Wow. That thing is huge. Okay. Well, that said, let's see here. Pull these out, see what we got. Man, they got tape all over it. Okay, so, okay, now I get it. So this will just wrap around our pole. We can pull the sticky stuff, pull this film off, fold this tab in to glue it together. So in the end, it'll be basically like this. Oh, let's see. Basically like this. I really hope you guys have a lot of room. So you've got a place to put this. Give me a second. I'm going to grab a tape measure, show you how big this is. Okay, tape measure in hand. The base of this is 28.5 inches, well, give or take. And maybe 28 inches. 28 inches. So more than 2 feet at the base. For height, it is almost 34 inches high just for the base. So almost 3 feet high on the base alone. We haven't even got the model on yet. So this is huge. Let me go see if I can find a place to put it, because we're going to store it away for now. We got nothing to put on top, and then we'll get into the Pac-12 build. Alrighty, so here are the parts we get with stage 43 of this build. We have deck panel U202. We have transporter emitter pad 1 and 2. We've got both clear and dark windows, and we've got more screw covers for the battle bridge, as well as some screws and another double LED string. Awesome. All right, we're gonna kick things off by placing our windows into our deck panel. As always, how you arrange the windows is entirely user preference, but they do provide instruction that comes from the TV show. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but it certainly looks cool. And I will be following the instructions. So let me get these in. I'll show you how the instructions have them arranged. And here is how they are arranged in the instructions. Awesome. Alrighty, now we're gonna place the panel here. But before we do, we're gonna add the light string that we just got. And basically what's gonna happen is it can come from underneath, one light per hole here. It doesn't really matter, though the way the instructions say, red and blue will be on this side, yellow and black on this side. And with this in place, the LED itself will simply slot right in here and here. Just like that. Then we will flip this over. And I just pulled that completely out. Okay, there we go. And we'll slide our panel in from underneath. You'll note there are 4 screw holes here. Those are for the EM screws, and there are 6 big holes up here for BM screws. So let me get that all screwed in place. All right, finally got it in. In order to do so, though, I had to loosen this panel. This would not fit otherwise. So make sure you do that safely. But I've got it in now, and I've got the cables plugged in for testing. Let's flip this thing over. And look at that. Absolutely spectacular. Let's see what's next. All right, for this next part, we're going to go ahead and plug in all of our screw covers to the battle bridge. Who knows? Is this going to be the last time we see this for a while? Honestly, I kind of hope so, because I'd like to get started on the rear of the ship, but let's find out. So this piece will go right in here. It's a sticker. By the way, this one here was pulling up and still is a little bit, so I'll probably have to super glue this in. May have to do the same for that. This piece here will go here. I'll worry about it later, but yeah, right there. This piece will go here. More like this. These two little bits will be used to cover these screw holes. This is another sticker for the transporter pad, which will go here. And then this larger transporter pad will go right here. So let me go ahead, get all of these in, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so there we are with all of these stickers and screw covers in place. These are not stickers, these are just push-in screw covers, as are the two back here. This transporter pad actually overlaps these two stickers just a little bit, so hopefully that'll help hold them in place a little better. But you can kind of see this is popping up still. But hopefully that is it for this. So let's turn her on. Look at that. And our sides. Spectacular. All right, now we'll put this to the side, and that completes stage 43. Alrighty, here are the parts we get with stage 44. Deck panel U102. We have reflector panel U102A and U102B. We have another double LED string, more escape pod hatches, some clear windows, some dark windows, and it looks like we're not done with the battle bridge yet because we have the left and right lower neck panels. But look at this. It says Enterprise. First time we're getting this on the model. So that's really cool. And we have a couple screws to go with it. All right, first up, we're gonna get the escape pod hatches and the windows into our deck panel. You will need 5 clear and 9 dark windows and both escape pod hatches to do this as per the instructions. So let me get these in. I'll show you what it looks like. And there you have it, as per the instructions. All right, next up, we're gonna bring out our reflector panels. Now, let's see here, yeah. This one goes here. This is dash A. Goes down here, and dash A1 goes right here. Just like that. We're gonna split our LED line here. The red or some yellow and green, it's gonna go into here. Red and black will go into here. And then we're gonna use 6 DM screws to hold it all in place. So let me go ahead and get all of that done. And there you go. You're probably gonna have to bend this a little bit so that it doesn't get caught up on that, on this reflector, but there you go. Very, very nice. And as always, give it a test. Look at that. Wonderful. All right, let's see what's next. All right, now we're gonna take this deck panel and we're gonna pop it in right here. Make sure your LED cable comes in and through, and there's that little gap right in there. Make sure it goes through there. Just like that. And we will pop this thing in. Alrighty, well, this, as you can see, there's a huge gap right here, and it won't pop in. I'm not sure what's causing the blockage at this point. So I am going to go offline for a little bit, see if I can figure it out. I'll come back and let you know. Alrighty. Wow. Well, as you can see, I was successfully able to get it in nice and flush. And there are 2 BM screws up here to hold it in place. But I gotta tell you, that was hard. I had to loosen this panel and this panel in order to get this in properly. So I have a feeling that as we move forward, we're gonna have a lot more of these loosen, tighten situations just to get these panels to slide in and be nice and flush. But you can't really argue much with the end result. That does look great. All right, and with that in place, we're gonna bring our battle bridge out again. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these lower deck panels, and there are a bunch of pins on the bottom, or on the back I should say, and little pin holes all throughout. So it is a simple push fit. Make sure that you've got it on the correct side. The Enterprise logo should be right side up. We'll just push it in here and then one more on the other side. And there you go, look at that. That looks wonderful. Sadly, all of the windows are dark. There are no lights for them, but it still looks cool. And would you look at that? The sticker came off. So yeah, both of these are gonna need some glue, but hopefully we will not see this again for a while. That completes stage 44. And here are the parts we get with stage 45. We have deck panel U317 and the associated reflector. And we have another PCB. I knew we were gonna get a second one for the saucer. We have clear and dark windows, and then we have warp field grill left reflector 1 and left reflector 2. Does this mean we're finally gonna be working on the warp nacelle? Oh, I hope so. And then we have some cable ties and little stickers. So my guess is we're gonna be doing some cabling this time around as well. And we have another double LED string. Let's see what we get to do with these things. All right, as always, we are going to populate the windows on our deck panel. For the official layout, you'll need 16 clear and 15 dark windows. So let me get those in place. All right, there's our official layout, and it looks like one of my clear ones popped off from right here. So let me get that back in. There is the official layout. Not sure how that popped off, but it doesn't matter. Now we're gonna take our reflector here, and that will sit on right here, just like that. And we've got our cabling. We're gonna use both of these. Red and black for this side, yellow and white for this side. This one will remain empty for the moment. And then we're gonna use 3 BP screws to hold it in place. All right, there we go. Looking good. Now let's test it. And what a beautiful piece this is. All right, let's see what's next. Alrighty, with this back out, we've come all the way over to this side of the saucer. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our cable here, we're gonna weave it through this hole right here, the second one up. And our piece is gonna go right in here. And on the back side, there will be 2 CP screws to hold it in place. Alrighty, here it is. These are getting harder and harder to get in, especially with the cabling where it is, kind of button up against the skeleton. That was a pain. But here and here are where those CP screws will go in. And on the flip side, there she is, ready to rock and roll. All right, let's see what's next. Okay, for this next part, we're gonna come to the old PCB here, and we've got this loose cable here. We're gonna pull it, because we're gonna need it for the next bit. All right, now we're gonna bring out the new PCB. And that cable we just pulled is gonna go into this port right here. Just like that. Then we're gonna bring this out and we're gonna kind of line this up like this. Basically, in this hole and in this hole, you're gonna have FM screws, and it's gonna go into this post and into that hole right there. So let me go ahead and get that in. All right, there we go, just like that. All right, next up, we're gonna take this cable and we're gonna plug it in here, the same place we've been using to test with our battery pack. So we're gonna plug that in right here. All right, if you want to confirm that the cable is plugged in correctly, you can plug your battery pack into this port on the second PCB, and everything previously plugged in should light up just like that. Gorgeous. All right, next we're going to come to this side of the saucer, and you should have 5 cables that have not yet been plugged in. Those 5 cables are going to go into this middle row of ports, starting at the 5th one from the left and then going down. So let me get all of these plugged in as well. Just like that. Let's make sure we didn't mess anything up. Now all of the old lights plus the 5 that we just plugged in should be all lit up. And they are. They are. Awesome. All right, now we're gonna take all 5 of these cables. There's a little gap in the supports here. They're gonna go into that gap. And then all 5, well, maybe not this short one here, but they're gonna come over to this side. This is a large gap. So we're gonna come over to this side of the gap here. We're gonna use 2 of these little wraps here. The zip ties, thank you. The word was escaping me. And we're gonna tie them to this support structure right here and to this little intersection right here. So So let me get that in. Just like that. Looking good, looking good. All right, on the flip side, you have 6 of these unplugged cables. Technically you have 7. There's this one here, but that it still has a loose LED. This one will not be plugged in right now, but the rest of them will. And what we're gonna do is bring them up, and they're gonna plug in to the first slot in the middle row, and then the first 5 slots on the bottom row. So let's go ahead and get all of those plugged in as well. All right, should look a little something like this when you're done. As you can see, they all go through this little area right here. And actually, right before it, right in here, we're gonna wanna zip tie them. We're not going to be attaching them to the skeletal structure. We're just zip tying all of these cables together right here. And we will be adding this cable to that zip tie bundle, even though we're not plugging it in. Now, the last cable here from stage 44, which is the really short one, it's really hard to see, but that is too short to be part of that bundle. So it'll be everything except that one cable. So let's get that zip tied in, get all of these zip tied together as well. All right, should look like that when you're done. And one more time, we're gonna plug our battery pack in, and all of the lights, except for this panel, should come on. Look at that. Flip this puppy over. Look at that beauty. That is spectacular. Awesome. For the final part of this stage, we're gonna take our 2 warp engine field grill left reflectors. We're basically just gonna put them together. On this one, there's a big slot right here. On this one, there's actually a lip that goes around 3 of the sides. Okay, the side that does not have a lip on it, right here, that will be towards the outside or towards the back of this. So we're just gonna slide this in just like this. And we're done. And that actually finishes stage 45. And here are the parts we get with stage 46. We have another deck panel, U318. Another reflector to go with it. More escape pod hatches, clear windows, dark windows, another double LED string, and the nacelle strip light. Ooh. Hopefully that means we're gonna be doing something with the nacelle. And we have a couple of screws to go with it. All right, as always, we're gonna be adding our escape pod hatches, clear and dark windows to our deck panel to start this stage off. For this, using the instructions layout, you will need 15 clear and 17 dark windows and all 3 escape pod hatches. And there you go, that is the official layout. And now we've got our reflector and our LEDs. The reflector will go on like so, and the LEDs will go in to the sides, red and black on the left, yellow and white on the right. And now we're going to use 3 BP screws to secure it in place. And there we go. Now it's time to test. And there you have it. Look at that. Awesome. And with our saucer back out, we're over here. And it's going to go right in here with both cables going through this larger hole right there. So let's just string that through. Just like that. And see what we can do about getting that in and lined up. And there will be 2 CP screws to hold it in place. All right, there it is. And now we can bring our cable and it'll go right up through this gap right here, just like that. And we're gonna plug it in right there. Bottom row, next available slot. Just like that. All right, and now it is time to work on our nacelle from way back when. This is still not securely attached, so it may fall off. In fact, I think I'm gonna leave it off for now so it's not bouncing all over the place. But we're gonna bring this assembly that we made last time around, and we're gonna slot it in here. And it should go, yeah, about all the way back, right about that. Actually, it looks like it goes further in the instructions. So I think I'm gonna bring it even further back, assuming I can even get it out. Okay, right about like that. Now in the instructions, this rear end is actually lined up with this. So it should be right about there-ish. All right, now that we've done that, we're gonna bring out this puppy. And we're gonna slide it down in here with where the cable's attached is gonna face down. So let's get that in. This square bulb here is gonna actually slot into there. And the other areas should line up with those screw holes on the bottom. Make sure, of course, your cables are coming out the sides so they're not interfering too much. And we're going to use some CP screws to hold it in place. Okay, so it should look like this. And that in particular is where that screw is going to go. However, this won't stay in. I don't know if that'll be corrected in a later stage. Maybe there's a framework or something that'll go on here, but I can't get it to stay in no matter what I do. And I did have to kind of push the metal struts here a bit just to get it to fit where it is. Now what we're going to do though is take one of these red lights, well, one of these lights with the red and black cabling, I should say. We're going to push it underneath this strut right there, just like that, and then we're going to plug the light down into that hole. Okay, this thing keeps sliding out, but you can see where that lines up now. See if we can get this back in. All right, so it should end up like this. And if you want, you can actually take the power lead here and we can plug it into the small port on our circuit board to test. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. And you can see your little light right here. That's coming through very nicely as well. Awesome. All right. That, I'm afraid, is the end of stage 46 and the end of pack 12. Let's pull everything out for a final look. And here is what we've accomplished. Adding some final finishing touches on our battle bridge. Gorgeous. Resumed work on the nacelle. And of course continued with the deck panels and got the second PCB in on the saucer section. Oh, this is really looking great. Can't wait to see what comes next. I really hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.